Cars at a standstill, or at least driving slowly through the city centre. These were the scenes on Saturday when Extinction Rebellion held their protests in Salisbury. But what was the aim of this?
Because the city should be for people and not for cars. Air pollution is increasing, which is affecting people's health. Cars contribute massively to climate change, and this should be a safe and attractive place for people to walk around and to feel to enjoy the city. It's such a beautiful city to live in. We should be able to walk freely across it.
And with Salisbury Reds launching their electric buses this week, they think that this is good, but more is still needed.
We're really pleased to see that Salisbury Reds are taking that kind of action, but this is about changing the nature of the city. This is about making this a carbon-friendly city. It's about making it a clean city. It's about making it a safe and attractive city.
And with England now having left the EU, does that mean that people will now be focusing on climate change?
I think it's a good time for us because we actually have to start thinking about what sort of country we're going to be, what sort of city we're going to be. And I think we've been so tied up with the Brexit debates, we've actually forgotten there's a climate emergency.
But what did the people seeing these protests think?
If there were perhaps some more park and rides around the city, I think you'd find that a lot of people would actually rather use that than drive themselves into Salisbury. The saving would be that it would be cheaper to use the park and ride. You'd find that parking would be a lot easier at the park and ride as opposed to Salisbury here.
I would need to walk half an hour with limited mobility problems to get a bus back, so I need to use my car.
And to those who said to us that the protest was causing more emissions than it was saving, the response was...
Well, actually, it was very interesting that as we were cycling round, we were actually impeded by the cars in front of us. So the volume of cars in Salisbury, I didn't feel was any greater or going slower or creating any more pollution than whether we were there or not.
The other thing that we heard people saying was that Salisbury could never be car-free. But Jimmy thinks that the past could repeat itself.
20 years ago when High Street was pedestrianised, we had all the same complaints. We had people saying you cannot move cars out of High Street. People need to get to the shops, they need to be able to stop outside the shops. And if you go and you film down High Street today, you will find there's such a massive population of pedestrians walking around and across and spending time in High Street that it's an absolutely wonderful environment.
And Jimmy believes that it will take the city coming together as a collective to achieve these aims.
There was a few people who didn't really agree with what we were doing, but at the same time I heard a lot of people shouting out well done, a lot of people waving, a lot of people acknowledging what we're doing in the city, and we've just got to do something. It's too late just to say everyone else needs to do something in. You over there, you need to park your car at the park and ride so I can drive my car in the city. Because for the future of our city to survive, we need to make it more vibrant, more friendly, more environmentally friendly and safer in terms of air quality.
Ian Sheridan, That's TV.